All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Experience. So I had to leave because, again, the fact that I just exposed what it is that they've been doing, so they got Pam started on me. Got in the house, was saying something to her, and she was like, how about you just not say anything? How about we just not talk to each other? I'm like, okay, fine. I go into the living room, she comes in, start talking shit. I was just like, okay, here we go. So my daughter got a package, and I told her that she has to return the package because I had told her she can order a few clothing items from Shein, and she went behind my back and ordered something else and didn't tell me. So I told her that all the items that she ordered will be returned to wherever it is that she got it from. Right, will be returned. And her mother started like, well, I said to her, what did you order? She told me that she doesn't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? What did you order? She's like, I don't know. So Pam goes, she said she didn't know. She don't know what was that was ordered to be she didn't know what was shipped. But of course, because she wanted to listen to open up the package, that's not going to happen. And as I tell her, I said, stay out of it. Right? What did she do? Again, I was trying to explain to you. I said, no, you're not trying to explain to me nothing. Right? What you are trying to do, again, is to bypass what it is that I'm saying and try to overrule the fact that I told her she needs to return these items. That she's going to return them. So then she goes off, and I said, you know what? Let me get out of here. I said, I came over here to finish doing what I need to do to build your Alex drawer. And then she goes, well, no one asked you to do it. Who told you to do it? I said, you know what, Pamela? You're right. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm going. I said, you know what? Most of it is already built. You and Ethan can put the railings on the drawers. You can build the unit out of shell. But I'm going. She goes into her bedroom, and all you had to do was come in and finish it. I said, that's what I tried to do. Right? That's what I tried to do. But what did you do? What did you do? And then she goes, I never met a person so miserable. I'm like, listen, you know what? I just hold my tongue because really and truly, the fact that, when you're not putting up with her bullshit, like I tell her, I said, you can't live with no other man, with nobody else. You can't. Because they would probably done either beat your ass or even worse. Right? Because again, look how disrespectful you are. Right? Look how delusional you are. You won't even clean up your damn apartment for your children. Right? You won't even clean up your apartment when I told you that if you clean up your apartment, I'll still watch the kids while you go on vacation. You won't even do that shit. So even when it's benefiting you, I said, every time I make a compromise with you, you break it. Every single time. Not once have you helped to any compromise that you and I have ever made. But I'm miserable. Yeah, you say that because I don't put up with your bullshit. And even though I give you some leeway, the fact that you want a slave, and that's not going to happen. And I talk about how religious Europeans, they have that same mindset too of the slave masters, right? That if you don't believe in their religion, they'll try to manipulate you and set you up so that you can be subservient and a servant to them and to try to exploit you. That's what they do. That's the hallmark of destructive cult and religious mindset. So the fact she called me miserable, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even say nothing because if I had went off on her, it would have just been too much. I was like, you know what? Let me just go. Let me just go, man. Because again, I've never met a more delusional, irrational person as this woman. And again, I can tell her, I said, you can talk all the shit that you want, right? But you're not showing your friends what your apartment look like, right? You're not telling your friends the truth, right? That's what you're not doing. You're not telling your friends how you used to sneak out the house and leave your children at home all night while you go into hotel's room. You're not doing that shit, right? You're not telling them that, right? So The fact that she tried to call me miserable, and again, this is what they do. This is how they do it. This is what they engage in. Right? This is within the society, how society has been radicalized with a destructive mindset, right, due to religious belief system. And so, like I said, religion is something that I think should be eradicated from society, right? And this is not just based off of me not experiencing what I experiencing, but understanding and also experiencing what I experience and what religion does to people, what it does to their mind, how they ignore it. And I talk about, you see the white supremacists and how they're using their God, right, to destroy every accomplishment by black people. That's what their God's telling them to do, right? See, the Negropean God ain't telling them to send their children to school to learn science and engineering and all these things, right? Medicine, so they can better their people and to uplift their people within the society. They're not doing that. Their God is not telling them that. You know what their God is telling them to do? Just to pray. Just to pray. Just to pray and pray and pray. Like I said, they teach us language, and the way how they use language is particularly the English language, how it has been used as a weapon, and they know exactly what they're doing, right? For example, I sneezed and she was like, bless you. I said, don't ever tell me bless you. I said, either wish me good fortune or good health, but don't ever say bless you to me. Because if you go to Matthew's in the Bible, it tells you that, who those who are blessed is those who, I'm gonna do a video on it, okay? Because I gotta prove it. I don't gotta, people like this. I don't just like to say things. I don't want you to take my word for it, because I want you to go do the research yourself. But I'm gonna do a video on it. But I forgot what passage it was in Matthew, but it says, you are blessed when you are at the end of your ropes. You are blessed when you are less and God is more, right? So in order for you to be blessed, you have to be less. You have to be less of a person, less of a human being, right? When you're dying, then you are blessed, right? You know what I'm saying? So again, how is it that the Bible tells you what a blessing is, and it's not good, but yet we turn around and tell each other, bless you, bless you, bless you. We are cursing each other, don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the stupidity of the Negropeans, man. And again, I understand that it isn't their fault, right? It is how we're being conditioned, how we're being manipulated, and what it is that they're doing, and how the society is committed, people within the society is manipulated into committing crimes and thinking that they're going to get away with it because those in positions of authority have told them that they can, right? Well, guess what? There's something called the Nuremberg trial and the Nuremberg code, right? So they are criminals and they will be held responsible. No mistake about that. Yeah, New York Predator Department using this iron? Oh yeah. Look. 5183. Yeah, what I say? New York Predator Department, right? Now, where's the number 32? See, they hacked into my phone to delete one of the videos that I did because it showed a continuation of how they use the color red, the number 32, and the New York Predator Department, who will show up afterwards or before. And so they delete that video. Oh, there you go. Y32 LYL or something like that. See, there you go. So what did I say? What did I say? Right? What did I say? And of course, you see the red hat right there. There you go. See? Proving it. Proving it. Proving it. I thought you guys were cool.